Vegemite spread thick or extra thick with 2 C's? 2 C's. Yeah, I like my Vegemite thick. But you gotta have a good amount of butter on there as well, dude. Why is Terran so weak? Well, I am gonna take this Zerg to Dicktown, Stimfano. So let's watch and learn something, alright? Terran is the race which is most aggressive. You have more of an aggressive onus. But up until pretty high MMR, we can make some pretty sick defensive comebacks as well. So we're gonna make it happen. I think a lot of strategy game players really want to defend. We like setting up our walls of defense. We kind of want to play World War I.
Additional supply.
And funnily enough, Terran's the best for that. But it's just that it doesn't really play to Terran's strengths. Like, even though you can set up an incredible defense, that's a good way to kind of give up any advantages in the early and mid game. So that's only really good in the much later stage of the game, which arguably Terran is disadvantaged at, or at least much harder to control at that stage of the game.
SCV ready.
But I don't really think about balance because it really just doesn't affect me.
We hear you.
The players I play against are nowhere near good enough to really have balance impact things too much. I just kind of look at StarCraft as this like challenge for myself, right? It's like, how can I overcome this obstacle rather than, oh, the game's unfair. Because even if that could be objectively true, right? It could be, but there's just no way for us to verify that. So it always ends up just going to a place of ego, and anytime I feed the ego, I play worse. So for me, my personal experience with StarCraft is the game's a lot more fun when I don't let my ego take over.
Command center upgrade.
So that's kind of my whole approach. Okay, so I don't know why, but I can smell like a cheeky Ravager timing or something. This map, there have been so many dirty Ravager attacks lately.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Fair enough. Done. Agreed. All right. Let's do this. That's all. Here comes the pain. I'm going. You gonna? What's it worth? I'm listening. Oh. Death from above. SCV ready.
Add-ons complete.
Certainly. SCV ready. What? You want something? Death from above. Got something for me to kill. SCV ready.
That's a dead creep chuma. Oh yeah.
Who wants some?
Add-on complete.
Ready to raise? SCV ready. Huh? SCV ready. I'm listening. Ready to raise some hell.
Additional supply depots required.
Let's go. Got something for me to kill. Done. Let's do.
That's a bit missed.
Ready to raise some hell.
Our SCVs are under attack.
This might happen.
Ready to plunder. I'm going. Ah! SCV ready. Go ahead. Are you ready? Let's get into the fight. SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. What? Big job.
Keep forgetting the armory lately, but we're gonna actually remember that this time. We already know there's an overlord in the middle of the map as well, so that's gonna be a nice juicy pickup.
Bad news? Huh? Let's SCV ready. right. SCV ready. Systems go.
Additional supply. Add-on complete.
SCV ready.
Liberation is at hand.
SCV ready. I can't build. SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready. Show me who you wanted. You got coordinates or what? SCV, where's Groot?
Course set.
Inside of console. Cyclone receiving. Huh?
Add-on complete.
We're returning fire.
SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
This ought to be good. Go, go, go! SCV ready.
Command center upgrade complete. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Comms. Bad news. SCV ready. This ought to be. Got a target. SCV ready. Show me who you want to SCV ready. You got. SCV ready. Ready to roll it.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready. Can't hold them alone.
Mineral field depleted.
SCV ready. Armed. SCV ready.
Research. Not enough minerals.
Ready for pickup.
SCV ready.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
SCV ready. Yeah, right. SCV ready. Ready to roll out. SCV ready. Who wants some? SCV ready. SCV armed and ready. In the rear. SCV ready. Bad news. Enemy contact. SCV ready.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready. Want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
I hear you. Show me who you want to die. SCV ready. What's going on? Huh? Gangway. We could use some help here. Yep, it's better.
Picking up or dropping off.
Who wants some?
Research complete.
Go, go, go! Armed and gangway. Coming through. Huh? In the rear. Ready to roll out.
Ready for dust off.
This better be. By the number.
Add-on
boys.
complete.
Gangway. Coming through. Sure thing. SCV ready. Will do.
Now,
You gonna give me orders? Go, go, go! Lay it on. Fueled up, ready to go. Let's have a blast.
Mineral field
Want a piece of me, boy? Armed and ready.
additional base is under attack.
Waiting on
Upgrade.
ready for dust off.
Mineral field depleted.
We could use some help here. Orders. Can't hold them alone. Want a piece of me, boy? Ready to roll.
Additional supply depots.
This better be good.
Additional
Want some?
mineral field depleted.
You ready for war?
Additional
Ready for
Go, go, go!
Add-on complete.
We could use some help here. Gangway, coming through.
Not enough.
You want a piece of me?
Not enough. Add-on complete.
Get heavy. Outstanding.
Light flight here.
Not enough energy. Upgrade.
Gangway,
Unacceptable command. We are
you want a piece of me, boy?
command center upgrade.
Some ready.
Unacceptable.
Fueled up, ready to go. I'll give it. Go ahead.
Find this. Go, go, go. Been waiting. Boom, boom, baby. We could use some help here. We could use some help here. This bit.
Upgrade complete.
What's our target?
Been waiting on
Mineral field depleted.
Let's go, go, go! It's the rear here. That big job, huh? Go ahead. Who wants
I'm in
some?
deep. Ready to roll out.
Insufficient.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Mineral field depleted.
Kaboom, baby! You've been waiting on. Armed and ready. Ah! You scared me!
Upgrade. Insufficient Vespine gas.
This better be good. By the numbers, baby. This better be good.
Ready to roll out.
You want a piece of
Not enough energy.
game? Let's have a blast! Kaboom, baby! Armed and we can use some help here.
Mineral field depleted.
Go, go, go! I'm on one piece of me, boy. Armed, kaboom, baby! Then wait, you can.
Mineral field.
Liberation.
This better be good.
Give us your best shot.
Go, go, go!
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Research complete.
It's go time.
Mineral field depleted.
By the numbers. Want a piece of me, boy?
Upgrade complete.
Speak up. What's our target?
All hands to battle stations.
Ready to roll out.
We're returning fire.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Go ahead.
This better be good. Been waiting on.
Got
Who wants some? Who wants some? This better be good. Aye, aye. We can use some help. Let's have a blast.
Move it. Lay it on.
Been waiting.
Need something?
You.
Got no pain.
Unacceptable landing zone.
This better. Who wants some? We can use some help here.
I'm in deep.
Upgrade complete. Mineral field depleted.
By the number. Armed. Who? You gonna give me? This better be good. Let's have a blast. Go, go, go! We can use some help here. Gangway.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
It's about to get heavy. Run out. Armed and ready.
Add-on complete.
Go, go, go!
Mineral field depleted.
Ready for dust.
Want a piece of me, boy? Been waiting. Ghost report.
Vespine geyser
Oh, fuck.
exhausted. Mineral field
Gangway.
depleted.
Coming through. By the
Ghost
number.
reporting.
10-4. Who wants some?
Light flight's here.
Gangway.
We're returning fire. Flight plan is locked.
Mineral field depleted.
Let's have a blast.
Ready for dust off.
Ghost reporting. Been waiting. Go ahead. Big job, huh? By the numbers.
Research complete.
We could use some help here. This better be good. What's up? Give me this.
Ready for dust off.
You gonna give me Ghost reporting.
Mineral field depleted.
Move it.
Base is under attack. Command center upgrade. Under attack.
I can't build here.
Mineral field depleted.
Talked.
Armed and ready. Ghost reporting. I'm all about that.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
What's going on?
Liberation is at hand.
Base is under attack.
As you
Upgrade complete.
I'm going. In the rear with the We can use some help here.
Add-on complete.
What's
Nuclear
going on? We could use some help here. Who wants some? Ready to blunder. Keep your shirt on, Sparky. I can't build here. Been waiting. You gonna this
All
better be
hands to
good.
battle stations.
Desperately need more ghosts.
Mineral field depleted.
Ghost reporting.
Add-on complete.
We could use some help here.
We're returning fire.
Base is under attack.
Who wants some?
Research complete. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Bandit. Ghost reporting. Been waiting.
Ready.
Armed and ready. Keep your shirt on. SCV ready.
Light.
You gonna give me orders? Been waiting on you.
Upgrade complete. Base mineral field attack. Depleted. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum.
Deploying. Give me a cigarette. Nothing to it. Ah! You scared me!
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum.
Ghost reporting.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum.
Ready to blunder. Armed and ready. You're on. This solo operative, right? Roger. Who won? Go.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
What's going on? It's getting too hot.
We are at maximum supply.
Been waiting. You sure about that? Can't hold them alone.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
Okay.
Mineral field depleted. Command center upgrade complete. Unacceptable. Not enough energy. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals.
Boy.
Mineral field.
I'm in deep.
Unacceptable landing zone.
Ghost reporting. You sure about that?
Base is not enough.
What's up? Will do.
Upgrade.
Ready?
Our SCVs are under attack. Command center upgrade. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
Ghost reporting. Solo.
Upgrade complete.
Ready to blunder. You sure about that? Bandit. Go ahead.
Command center upgrade complete.
Ghost reporting. Ready to blunder. Fight or flight. Ghost reporting.
Base is under attack.
It's getting too hot. You're on.
Mineral field depleted. Our mineral field is under attack.
Solo operator. Go. Yes, sir. Ready to blunder. Out with it. Can't hold them alone.
Base is under attack.
Ghost reporting.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Solo operator.
Ooh, I didn't even get any good nukes down, but apparently he was out of money. It's out of juice. Phew. Ghost defense. Phew. I mean, I was winning that whole early mid game, but then I was like, ah, fuck. I didn't push quite right. So I think I should envision where I want to force fights a little bit better, because I kind of was in the open. I wasn't using the chokes quite as well as I probably should have. There's like these very fearsome choke points, but if you don't actually kind of push aggressively through them, you give your opponent time to set up these very, very nice flanking engagements. So I think that's what I did this game, which kind of gave up a bit too much time. Was he out of this game? Yeah, he's only got 109 supply. So, I mean, he wasn't out, but he was in a pretty bad spot. Like, what were his upgrades? He had 2-1 on flyers. Should have gone Infestors rather than Vipers, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I would have stayed in the game as him, but this is clearly someone who just doesn't have success breaking a Ghost player if they don't kill them with their Broodlord push. And I kept this base. I had a top base. I had 2 bases mining, so we're like pretty even on income, I believe. Yeah, and if I drop a bunch of mules, then, you know, I'm looking good. So that base is healthy, that base is healthy, and this base will be pretty healthy as well. So I have a ton of income. I have 18 ghosts, which is obviously a resource in of itself. I wasn't building enough Marines and Marauders towards the end here, which was definitely a problem. Should have been queuing up way more Marines to help support. But yeah, like these siege tanks were great. We got a 54 kill tank, a 43 kill siege tank. These ghosts were pretty veteran as well. Some of them had killed a lot of shit. Some of them were brand new. GG's. But let's go back to like earlier and kind of look at this and go, yeah, probably should have been able to break through. Oh, he was still on lair tech at this stage? Yeah, I probably should have been scanning his hive. But like, look at when he collapsed on me. And like, I kind of set up my push, and then I just sit there, and I sit there, and I sit there, but I'm also not reinforcing like that crazy hard, so. I think this was like a good time to push and start putting some pressure on, just because I knew I had an edge in this game. And who knows, maybe I could have just like tried to force the issue and win the game straight away, but I think I should have probably branched into this middle area. Once I got rid of this creep, rather than setting up down here, I should have been like, all right, let's use this grass, because then you can go tanks. I think if you think of this as your center point, tanks, 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 you've got the grass giving you safety. You've got this giving you safety. You break those rocks down so you can kind of rotate around. And this gives you like a center point which you can branch off from and just clear all the creep. And since pushing this base, you can still from here very easily leapfrog to there. Whereas I was like too far south in this open area. But if I hug this ledge, like 3 or 4 tanks, tank, 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 and like if I want to move forward aggressively, I put most of my tanks there with some tanks here and some tanks back there. Maybe a random tank over there. And that's going to give me a staging point to just send little squads of bio forward and hit its hatchery. And that'll work out quite okay. But yeah, I didn't take the best engage here. My Marines weren't able to concentrate their firepower too well because I wasn't very decisive with what angles I was holding. So with these sort of anti-Blingbane Hydra army of Marine tank, I think you really want to have this very concentrated firing arcs in certain situations. Because if your Marines aren't standing and firing, they can roll over your position. But the moment your Marines are able to stand and fire, you can kind of just collapse certain parts of their flank. And if you collapse those parts, your Marines get to stand and just shoot and deal out their damage. It allows you to really combine your firepower. If you don't do that, we look at that last fight, check it out. This is like this situation where a lot of my Marines end up just running 90% of this engagement. So a lot of them aren't going to be firing while the tanks get overwhelmed and killed. So I run forward with everything, they start firing, but then there's already banelings on top of them. And they're running and they're running and those guys are running. So my Marines aren't helping my siege tanks. So this is not a good engagement for me. I could have had a good engagement if I was a little bit more concentrated with my tanks, creating mini walls even with the siege tanks, or just mini firing positions, rather than this just big wide open area spread where I put my units in not a good position. The more you hug terrain, the more you stick near choke points and ledges, the more effective you're going to be with your Marine tank. Yeah, but thankfully I did go into Ghost at a decent timing. I had a 4th up. So I kind of did a little bit of everything this game, which is okay. Anytime I don't tunnel vision,